In this video, I'm going to show you how to copy and edit sales page number 4. And this is a look at it right here. It's got all these videos down here. I'm going to show you how to add a button if you wanted to, swap the video, swap these images, change the background pic, and even alter the transparency and color of this area behind the video. So a lot of great stuff here, a lot of versatility. What you're going to do is you're going to take the share code for SP4 and you're going to come back to your account. Once you have that share code, which I do, I'm ready to paste it. Now that I'm logged in, I'm just going to hover over websites, hover over web pages, and click on my sharing codes. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and then just paste that code for sales page 4 right there, click submit, and now that content is in my back office, so I can go copy it now and make my edits. So in order to copy it, all I'm going to do is hover over websites, hover over web pages, and click on copy web pages. Just make sure this drop down menu says become a prospect for whatever I want, and you're going to scroll down a little bit, and here's the page right here. It's called SP4 and in parentheses sales page number 4. I'm just going to select that because I want to copy it. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and click make me a copy. And you always want to make sure that you label these very clearly, so when you come back, you know exactly what page that is when you see the list of all of the web pages that you've created. I'm just going to call this something simple. And please follow this step for the title tag. All I want you to do is click inside this form field, and that's it. If you want it to say special offer, that's all you have to do. Just click inside that form field. Obviously, if you want to change your title tag, this is where you're going to do it. But you'll notice I clicked inside that form and that's blinking, and that's it. I don't need to do anything else on this page. Obviously the autoresponder is not even applicable. I'm not going to assign it to a domain yet or anything like that. So I'm just going to click save my changes. Now if I wanted to edit the background, I can do that at any time. I can come back and choose from any one of these background pics, and that's really cool. Now I'm going to click on edit text. And the first thing I'm going to do is, if I wanted to put some text up here or an image, anything like that, if I wanted to swap this image out for another image, because this text is actually a pic, all I'm going to do is click inside there and then click that image icon, click on Browse Server. And then what you're going to want to do is click on Custom Library, and check this out. Here is one that says Watch Testimonials. And if I scroll down to the bottom of my picture gallery, here's another one that says See Income Proof. And I've got a couple of more here. This one says Watch More Videos, and this one says Watch This Video. So these are really easy to find. Again, these are images, and you can swap that out really easily. Now, I probably wouldn't want to swap out the top one anyway. If I was going to swap out that text, like Watch More Videos, let's say I wanted to say something about testimonials. I would just click this right here, click the pic icon, click Browse Server, make sure I'm in the Custom Library. Here we go, Watch Testimonials. So I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to click OK, and there we go. The buttons here, if you want to get rid of that button, you can. You can just highlight it and then click the delete key, or you can actually add a button too. If I wanted to add a button on the left, I would move my cursor over here and I'd left click on my mouse. Now, even though I can't see that cursor blinking over there, I know that that's the last place I clicked my cursor. And so now that I know that, I'm going to go put a button on the left of these buttons. And so I'm going to click on the image, Browse Server, I'm in Custom Library, and I'm going to want to use a green button, and I'm just going to use one here that says Order Sample, so I'm going to double click on it. And you'll know it's the right size when you see a pic of the button and they all look kind of the same size. It's that size button, and you'll notice there's a shadow underneath it. Okay, so any of those buttons that look that size are going to work just fine. You don't want to use one of these buttons next to the other buttons because it won't look right. They don't look the same. So I'm going to double click on this one, and then I'm going to click OK. And see that? It stuck that button to the left of the red one. Now here's the thing about mobile responsive pages when you're inside your editor. these buttons, when you go to the website, they're not going to be stacked like that. They're going to be all straight across from left to right. And let me show you really quick, just so you know. So it's not exactly what you see, what you get. Okay, there we go. 3 buttons. They look really, really nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to delete this button. And if I wanted to put that button in the middle, I would just click my cursor in the middle, and that's going to stick that button right in the middle. See that? Now it's in the middle. And then if I wanted to add the button on the right-hand side, I could just click my cursor over here and do the exact same steps. All right, so if I needed to tell my system where these buttons are supposed to go, all I got to do is highlight it and then click this little link icon and type in whatever URL that I want those buttons to lead to. Okay, so now if you want to know how to change the favicon, and the favicon is this little thing right here, that little picture up there in the title tag, there is training on that specifically inside the training area under the section called System Video. Just look for the one titled How to Change the Favicon. So moving along, let me show you now how we edit these videos. You're going to want to obviously put your own videos in here from YouTube, and that's very simple to do. So all you're going to do is put your cursor right in the middle here where it says iframe and double click. And then right here after the / and before the question mark is YouTube's 11-character code. Every YouTube video has its own unique 11-character code. All you're going to do is swap it. And so if I jump over to YouTube and I've got this video here that I'm looking at, right in the address bar, right after the equals, is the 11-character code for this particular YouTube video. So I'm going to come back to my admin, and if I wanted to swap out that top video with that video there, I would just double click inside this, and then like a surgeon, okay, you want to make sure you don't have your cursor over the question mark or over the /. Notice how I got that perfect, just like that, and all I'm going to do is paste that right there, click OK, and it's just that easy. I'm going to save my changes, and now you can see that that YouTube video is playing right on the top, just like I instructed it. Now what I'm going to show you is how you delete one of these video boxes. This might be too many videos for you, so you want to be able to delete that. All you're going to do is click right inside where it says iframe, and you'll notice it highlights it like that. I'm going to hit my delete key on my computer, and then I'm going to hit delete one more time, and now that is gone. Now what I want to do is get rid of the space that left. Okay, so I pulled that all the way back up, right where the old one used to sit. Now the last thing I'm going to show you how to do is change the color of this transparency, and I'm also going to show you how to change the transparency amount. Now this is something that you may never ever have to do. This is only for those that want to change this transparency color here that goes all the way around the videos and down the page. You might want to change this because you've got a theme that's kind of more blue or more green or something like that. So if this seems complicated to you or overwhelming, don't worry about this. But I will tell you, if you can copy and paste this thing I'm going to show you right now, it's actually really, really simple. But if you're not worried about changing this transparency thing, you can pretty much stop watching this video now. You probably have all the information that you need to run with making your edits. So with that said, I'm going to jump over. There's going to be a link below this training that's going to link you to this page right here. And this is cool because it's going to allow you to choose whatever color that you want. And then when you do have your color, it's going to give you 3 numbers that make that color. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So see this little circle in the left corner up here? I'm going to drag that down here. You see how those numbers are changing? All right, so now if I'm going to grab this bar over here too, and I'm going to pull that down. So I'm going to go look for a kind of a green color. I'm going to pull that into the green, and then watch how I can just find any shade of green that I want. Okay, so if I wanted that shade right there, you see this? it gives me 3 numbers right here. And if I was going to use that shade on my project, I would grab a pen and I would just write those numbers down. 90, 231, and 62. And look, see this? RGB. Write that down if you have to. RGB, because we're going to go in the source and we're simply going to swap the current numbers with these. And again, this is copy and paste. So simple. Let me show you exactly how to do it. Okay, now that I have my 3 numbers, the RGB, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on source. And then I'm going to do a search on my computer. Now for me, I don't have a Mac. It's Control F. And that's Control F as in Frank on your keypad. That's going to allow you to search for the letters RGB, and it's going to help you find it instantly. Now, I believe on a Mac it's Command F, but I'm not positive. So here we go, Control F, RGB. And you'll notice the very first RGB, so the RGB that's closest to the top, the very first one that highlights, you'll notice there's 3 numbers right here. 38, number 30, and number 17. You don't need these zeros. Just forget about adding a 0. You don't need to do that. I'm going to swap these first. So if you remember, luckily I wrote these numbers down so I don't have to remember them. 90 was the first one. And then the second one was 231. And make sure you're not going over those commas. Leave those commas exactly where they are. And then the last number was 62. And check this out. 0.7, that is the transparency percentage. So the higher the number, the less transparency. In other words, if I change this to a 1, so I'm going to just take that whole thing and just make it a 1, that's no transparency. You're not going to be able to see through it. So if I just wanted to leave it where it was, again, I don't need the 0. I can just say 0.7, and there you go. That's exactly how you change the RGB and the transparency, and it works perfect every time. I'm going to save my changes. Now let's take a look at this. There we go. Now obviously that does not look good with that background pick, so I would just click on Edit Background and I would find something to match a little better. I mean, that I would work on that a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be what I would use there, but you get the idea. That's how you do it. It's very simple. And the last thing is, if I want to attach this page to a domain or a subdomain, I would just click on Edit Basics, and I would do that right here on step 2, and then click Save My Changes. So that's it for this video. Have fun making all your changes and your edits.